Hi, Sikoro Mobile here. So today I'll be showing you guys how to remove and replace your front brake pads and rotors on a Tesla Model S. It's same thing as Model X. So I just grab a hammer and a little punch. If you've done a Toyota 4Runner or Toyota Land Cruiser, it's basically the same principle. So just hit the pin, with my hammer, just tap them, push the pin, just grab it, take it off. The next thing I'm gonna do right now is to grab just two pliers, two screwdrivers, flathead screwdrivers. Since I'm replacing the rotor and the pads, so this doesn't make sense. I mean, for some people that is gonna say, oh, it's gonna scratch the rotor. So I'm replacing the rotor alongside with the brake pad. So pry the inner pistons, to free up the old brake pads. So that's basically what I'm doing here. That done. Next thing we're gonna do is just to remove the old uh, worn out brake pads. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to break loose and remove the brake caliper. Basically is a 18 millimeter socket. That's all. You know, those two bolts right there. You know, that's what we're gonna be taking off. So break it loose. Yep, to the top. I like breaking it loose first before using a gun to take it off. So the next thing I'm gonna do is to use a wrench, electric, to run it off. Yeah, so don't worry, I dropped the caliper, but I have the to hook it up and place it right. I mean, it can hang this way, no problem, because it's not heavy. So place the caliper, secure it on a a better place. So the next thing that we're gonna do now is to remove the old um, rotor. So you're gonna need a TP45 to take the bolt off. So I try to when I'm taking this off, I try to lean that way it doesn't strip. You know, I'm replacing the rotor. So the next thing we're gonna do now is to use brake cleaners to remove any you know brake dust and all that. Just to keep the whole thing clean. Don't worry, I have a absorbent mat lying on the floor, so don't worry. You know. So the next thing I'm gonna do now is to since we don't live in a rusty area, but just to make it look clean. I'm, using a brush to, you know, remove some rust debris. So spray some brake cleaner and let it dry. I mean, so the next thing we're doing now is to put a anti squeak grease on the brake pads. So basically, if you ever done a Toyota Land Cruiser, a Toyota 4Runners is basically the same principle. So So the next thing I'm gonna do is to clean out these guys. I mean, you can clean it either way. Use water, use brake cleaner. I use this guy. To let it soak while I install the new brake disc. You know, boom. Install the old rotor. Sorry, install the old caliper. As long as you're doing brake pads and rotors, this is the way you're gonna do it. So once you're done tightening it, you can torque the brake caliper bolts to 90 foot-pounds. Now just you grab a rag and clean, the rods, and the plate, you know. So we're gonna be installing the new brake pad, So don't worry. I'll just tap it a little bit, that way, so that I can be pushing it, so that you guys see what I'm doing. This is in. I'm gonna do the next one, and that's pretty much about it. If you ever done a Land Cruiser, Toyota 4Runners, and all that, they're basically the same thing. So install the pins, the rods, whatever you call it. See, it goes on one way. You're gonna see it. It goes only one way. So my apologies at the end of this video. My phone died while recording this video. So, and hope this video helps you guys. Anybody coming around across this video. So just goes on one side. It doesn't, you're gonna tell, goes in, put it, and use a hammer just to tap from behind, so that it goes in properly. Like I said, my phone died when recording. Thanks for watching.